And we have our first match. Let's get going. So while I'm waiting, if there's ever long turns or in between, I'm actually in the process right now of double sleeving my Pioneer deck, which is, ooh, we're going first. Going against Pink Bomb 69. Great name. Okay, this is going to be a very slow hand, so other than Hive of the Eye Tyrant, everything that enters the battlefield is going to enter tapped. We have no turn 1 plays, so that, in a weird kind of way, makes it fine. And we can get a turn 2 Blood-Tithe Harvester Kroxa going. We do have our turn 3 plays. We have no interaction, really. I guess the Blood-Tithe Harvester can be one, but if we're against Mono Green, which is very popular right now, we're going to be fighting an uphill battle, so we need a mulligan. This is a little bit better. So, what this hand lacks in threats from the last one, it makes up for in interaction, so we will go ahead and keep this. We're going to bottom our mountain. Keep this, and we're going to open with the turn 1 Blood Crypt into Thoughtseize, go down to 16 life, and we can Blight Step, follow up, killing what we get. Now, there's an argument to be made that the last hand was better because it did have a little interaction, and it curved out better, which it really did. But, I think in the way the meta is now with these creature-heavy decks, and especially mono green, you need to be more proactive. And I accidentally clicked through my first main phase. I wasn't punished for it, but it is a problem. Oh, cool. So let's see here. Get rid of that Thoughtseize. We're against the mirror, so that's fantastic. Thoughtseize is always the play. They're keeping a hand similar to ours, where it's a little weak opening, but it'll be fine. They'll be good. Oh, cool. I got double red. I do have Invoke in the side, so we can go into Seer Step Pathway. Will be fine. Play this. If they kill it, it's fine, because they'll just bait out the Fatal Push, which is not hitting, like, my Bone Crusher Giants or my Blood-Tithe Harvesters that I care more about. I can Blitz this from the yard. Oh, maybe not. Maybe they're not interested in that. Okay. We got their Seer Step Pathway. So they have Haunted Ridge, Fatal Push, and Graveyard Trespasser. Oh, they drew Stomp. Okay, that makes sense. That's a better use of their mana. Let's see. We got Haunted Ridge, and next turn we can Blitz this out if we need to. See, this is what I'm kind of feeling. I'm not happy about this Sorcery Speed removal here. Graveyard Trespasser, eat Tenacious Underdog, yep. So... yeah. I'm not happy about this Sorcery Speed removal. I'd rather that Power Word kill. In theory, it makes a little difference. Oh. Sorcery Speed, otherwise they're following up with... yeah. So I believe getting rid of this Graveyard Trespasser now is the play. Yup. Okay, and we will discard the Haunted Ridge. Which feels mana inefficient. Well, actually, Haunted Ridge, Fatal... oh, they got rid of their Haunted Ridge. So they have Fatal Push in hand, 2 mystery cards, and they have this. I think we have to get rid of the Haunted Ridge for now. And kill that, and they have Fatal Push in hand, 2 mystery cards, and Bone Crusher to play. Okay. And we'll just yield through this turn because I got no cool plays. So I've probably already misplayed, so if you're watching this like on YouTube or something, please comment, roast me, tell me what you need. Just tell me what I should be playing instead or what I should have played differently. It'd be much appreciated. So we got Bone Crusher Giant. Okay. 2 mystery card. They probably have some sort of threats in here. Since it's the mirror, they're probably also running Chandra. So that's not kind of where we want to be. They're going to likely push this. So I don't know if it's better to sandbag this and save it. I don't think it's better to sandbag and save it. Because I need to be able to hit 4 mana if I need to draw it. And I hate to discard it and then draw my walker. So they're probably going to push this because I haven't really played many. I guess not. And maybe that's why they're a better player than me, you know? They know when and when not to push. Oh, they're wasting cut to get cut in the yard. Okay. I'm just thinking, if I had kept that initial hand, I think it would have been too slow. Okay, go in with Bone Crusher. We're going to push... we're going to Dreadboard this Bone Crusher. Yes, we will discard Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth because we need more action. Yes, yes. Like, if we drew... Dan the Bugbear's fine. Blow this up. Full shield. And then we're going to take some beats from there, and then they're probably going to push this Kiki Jiki then. If they draw a land, they did not. Graveyard Trespasser. Yeah, maybe I just did keep a... Oh, no. Because if I didn't have the Thoughtseize, they would have Thoughtseize me. Yeah, actually, I shouldn't have kept that opening hand, because if they would have gone the Thoughtseize, and it would have been a really greedy keep on my part. What's your step? Swing in. Not trade. No, I need to leave this up. This is rough. So I have to leave down the Bugbear. They pretty much have me this game, but you know, sometimes that's the breaks in the mirror. That just happens. Like, not to be nihilistic or anything, just, you know, it happens. You can't beat yourself up about it. I definitely probably could have played better. But, I really don't think that opening hand was keepable. I really don't. See, if I had had Power Word Kill, not to justify my bad decisions, I would have been able to hit that Bone Crusher Giant on their turn and then play my Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Real easy. So, Graveyard Glutton flips. Okay. So they have me this game. There's no if, ands, or buts about it. Though, yeah, I mean, they could have swung. Yep, eat, and then, yeah, I'm dead. Okay. Concede game. Let's get in sideboarding. Okay, so they're probably a better player than me, but that's fine. So against the mirror, we bring in Go Blanks, Invoke Despairs. We take out the Croxas because these are miserable. Thoughtseizes are also not super hot. We just want a high density of 2-for-1s in interaction. Extinction Event is probably fine to bring in. Again, the downside is all that perfectly symmetrical damage. Tenacious Underdog isn't bad. I think we leave it like this. This is probably incorrect, and I just know that we bring in Invoke Despairs versus the Mirror. Noxious Grasp obviously doesn't do anything. Thoughtseize. I guess maybe Thoughtseizes are good. If we go a hand attack route instead. But, drop what? Keep Fable, because Fable's good on the draw. Bone Crusher's okay. Go down a Graveyard Trespasser, maybe. Down a Dreadbore. Keep Dreadbore, go down Strangle, maybe. Maybe it's... Keep Strangle, go down that. I'd rather keep all my Fables, though. Lava Coil feels good, too. Lava Coil doesn't actually do anything, though. I don't know, this is hard. This is really hard. Tenacious Underdog. There we go. That's the composition I feel good about. So a double Extinction Event, because being on the play, we'll be able to control what we're playing out. And honestly, this is probably just going to end up netting us like a 2-for-1. But that's okay. Strangle will be able to hit their Chandras and most of their creatures. Unflip Graveyard Trespasser, Bone Crusher Giant, Kalitas. Maybe I do bring in Epic Downfall, drop a push. There we go. There we go. And the reason we're dropping a push, because push will hit most of their library if it's Revolt's enabled, but if it's not enabled, I'm going to check to make sure I'm recording. It's going to be an uphill battle if that's actually a really good opening hand. We'll keep this. We're going to open with Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth, and we'll be able to have up double Thoughtseize. It's not bad. Thoughtseize isn't great in this matchup normally outside of having a turn 1, but being able to turn 1, turn 2 is really nice because it'll be able to let us hit other Thoughtseizes and get rid of any other threats they might have. So in this instance, we're going to get rid of Graveyard Trespasser. That's their only threat in hand. The other side cards they brought in, obviously, are very good. We don't need to care about Fatal Push necessarily, but we are going to get rid of this Dreadbore. And then that lets us follow up with our own Graveyard Trespasser, and then hopefully apply some pressure. In hand right now, they have no way to enable Revolt, so I think we're good there. I have seen some decks run Fabled Passage. Obviously, it fixes mana to an extent. It's just not super hot for me. I'm not a fan of it. Get rid of one of these. I'm gonna play this. Get rid of all this crap so it's out of the way. So at this point, Dreadbore's really good, but I think this is a game of card equity right now in the mirror. So you want to get rid of anything that will be a 2-for-1s. The Ward discard to remove this makes it 2-for-1. More lands, Dreadbore, Fatal Push. So we want to force them to waste their Dreadbore, so I think we're going Game Rare Go Blink, obviously. And next turn we'll play out our Graveyard Trespasser, eat their Graveyard Trespasser, and then go from there. And they still don't have plays. Cool. I'm feeling pretty smart. Do I want Graveyard Trespasser more than I want... I think actually I do want this out. So, obviously I'd like to leave this up in case they play something like a Blood Tithe Harvester. That said, this lets them waste their Dreadbore on this. Push is really hard to enable already. So... unless they do Sokensen, but that requires work. So no matter what, this is a 2-for-1 because they have to waste a removal spell and discard a card. They have lands, and that's fine. They're not hitting their land drops. I mean, taking away their land drops doesn't hurt. Again, the mirrors to Rakdos are wild. They're super grindy, and they're all about card advantage. So, it's... got a Harvester, perfect. Good for him. Now, if we draw a push, that's ideal, or some type of low... Nope. Huh. So, they have Dreadbore. The reason they play this is now they don't have to waste their Dreadbore or their Fatal Push. So, we'll play this. We're going to stomp this now. Which, again, is not the best of world, but now we're getting on the board, and this will let us... And obviously, I would say, though, that without being super judgmental... There we go. Because they're a Vorg. Yep. So they're going to discard a land, probably the Seer Step or Blight Step, and then... Oh, just a Swamp. They drew a Swamp. So we know all cards in hand. So we know they have a Dreadbore and a Sokensen. A Dreadbore and a Sokensen in hand. So they probably... Sokensen, yep. That's fine. Yep. Get it, man. So you have a Dreadbore. And we have another Graveyard Trespasser. In theory, running this out is good, but I think... Ooh, yeah. Blood Tithe Harvester... I've already played one Takanuma. Did I put Kroxa? I think I got rid of Kroxa, so I can just start eating my own yard. There's no benefit not to. So now they have to waste a Dreadbore on this, which is fine. And then we can start pressing the advantage. Yep. Oh, they got cut. Nice. That means they do have to discard their Dreadbore, though. So that's just fine. It doesn't make a difference. Yeah, I mean, it really doesn't make a difference. Either way, the Ribbon's getting in the yard, and that's what they want. So we yield through turn, because we do not care. And now the question remains next turn. What are we playing? Kalitas, Bone Crusher Giant, or... Oh, we have another Bone Crusher Giant. Okay, they are empty-handed. They have a Rummage with Blood. Kalitas is not I think what we want to do is get to a point where we can play Kalitas by play Kalitas with a removal spell. A Strangle would be nice. So they are empty-handed. They are hellbent. So this will give us a significant amount of card filtering, which in certain matchups is just as good as card advantage. Let's see here. Let's go. And if they have a push, that's fine. They can keep putting on pressure. I already have more card advantage and threats than they do, so it's not going to make a huge difference. Yep, they got a push. Great. So they're going to swing in with their tokens. That's fine. Okay. Yep. Swinging with tokens. Yep. Yep. I'm not hurting for mana, so I'm not sure if it was correct or epic downfall. So if they do get a threat, we can do something with it. Right now we're going 1 for 1, but I think that's not the worst. So while they're the ones swinging, I am technically the beatdown. Because I'm exactly where I want to be, and they need to change the board state. So the fun thing about the beatdown isn't necessarily who is attacking, who's trying to change the board state. Right now, I am significantly higher on card advantage than they are. So everything I do is going to be really painful for them. Okay. Okay. Yep. Now, they're going to get 2 turns of block. Ooh. That is a card. Okay, so... let's see. Knowing my deck, because it's their deck, we are 1 mana short of that. That is fine. So we are going to start by swinging. They push that, that's fine. We're going to start by swinging. There's no advantage to us playing out Kalitas because Kalitas only triggers on non-tokens. So that's fine. And now we can move up Stomp for any threats we want to deal with. And then follow up with Epic Downfall, or when we draw another land, we can invoke Despair. Let's see. Ooh, Kalitas. Cool. So that means I get to Epic Downfall next turn. Cool. They are once again Hellbent. Okay, so do we stomp a token just to have it done or not the way? I think we do, because that's 1 less block. And we need to be mana efficient. Okay, cool. We can play that into play tapped. We can Epic Downfall now. Make a copy of this. Oh, cool! I won. Great. So that was a great game for me. Obviously, game 1 was not great because I lost. I mean, it's not just that when I win, it's great. It's more so just I'm proud of how tight I played. Now, let's see. We are now currently on the draw. Proactive Thoughtseizes are not going to be as good. Tenacious Underdog and Graveyard Trespasser are now good again. I mean, they weren't bad before, just... Let's see. Kroxa is not great against Graveyard Trespasser. Lava Coils are fine. Chandra's fine. And then do we fill the rest in with... It's just Fable the Mirror Breaker isn't really great on the draw. It's an amazing card, it's just not good on the draw. So maybe we do keep the Thoughtseizes in. And we go down a Strangle and go up a Push. There we go. That actually looks like a really solid composition on the draw. We have plenty of removal. We have some passive threats. I almost really do want to put in Kroxa. I just know it's going to get eaten by Graveyard Trespasser, though, with how dense and good it is in this matchup. So I think we do that, run it back. And maybe we'll get lucky and get some Go Blanks going. And I was talking earlier about how this matchup is all 2-for-1s, which Fable the Mirror Breaker is. It's just, it's a real miserable card to play on the draw. It's weird, the delta between playing it on turn 3 on the play versus on the draw. It shouldn't be that big of a difference, but it 100% is, and you can feel it while playing it. It's just so strange. That said, normally in these types of matchups, if you're on the draw, Thoughtseize isn't as great. It's fine. It's better than the other stuff I could have put in. Lava Coil probably would have been a perfectly acceptable card to put in as well. But I'm not... I was going really threat light already. Right now I am doing KMC hard inners, perfect hard inners on some Red Cap melees that are going in my giant maybe board binder. Red Cat Melee is one I'm considering running instead of running Volley, just because it also hits Planeswalkers, which is really nice. It being able to be countered sucks. The sacking the land is actually not that bad, because when you need Rending Volley or Red Cat Melee, you really need it. So sacrificing a land is really small cost. Not the end of the world. They're probably deciding... They probably have a weird opener where it's maybe a risky keep. Did they disconnect? Obviously you want to play first in this matchup. Okay. Well, I can't keep this. Wish I could. One land is a no-go, though. Oh, okay. Can't keep that either. Okay. Wow. Okay, so this is going to be one of those matches. Bottom. Yup. Well, sometimes you lose to mulligans, and that is just the break. Sometimes that's the hardest lesson to learn, is there are things out of your control, and just is what it is, you know? You could sit around and be upset and mad and throw a fit about it, but ultimately... Oh, the game began the game with 7 cards in hand. If they got Thoughtseize, I'm wrecked. They're gonna mess me up, bud. They're gonna mess me up like a dirty cake. I don't know where that came from, dirty cake. But either way, they're about to make my day miserable. Oh, great. Maybe they kept a greedy hand, a greedy 7. I really doubt it, but now we get to find out. Okay, I have a fighting chance with this hand. Great. I just need to draw all red sources and land. Go Blank is... I'm not happy about Graveyard Trespasser, but Go Blank is going to literally decimate me. Now, anyone watching this is probably wondering why I kept Invoke Despair versus Extinction Event, given how much harder it is to cast Extinction Event, or how much harder it is to cast Invoke Despair, but the simple thing is, again, this is a game of card advantage, and this generates... Oh, cool. No push. Great. So that means we can do this. Okay, cool. If they drew a Fatal Push, fantastic. That's Fatal Push they don't have to deal with later. But for now, this will give me a blood token, which will let me get rid of Graveyard Trespasser with push. And it also... Just leaving up these power word kills. God, I love this card. So it's going to let me have 2 ways to trigger Revolt for Fatal Push to get rid of that frickin' Graveyard Trespasser that they are now going to play on curve. Because why wouldn't you? If they have push or something, they don't. Okay, so they play the Graveyard Trespasser. I'm going to swing in. If they block, great. If not, I'll crack the blood and push it. Okay. Eat my Thoughtseize, yep. So we're not doing as bad as we could be. Which is great. Let's see here. Do I care more about getting 3 damage in or trading and leaving up my push? This is a game of card advantage, which means I'd rather have the blood token right now to fill... Well, I like the cards in my hand. Huh. I think we swing and kind of let them decide, which is terrible. Which terrible matchmaking and playing. But if they want to block, they can block. If not, either way, the net total is, yep. I'm getting in 3 damage. So we're gonna do that. And the other downside is that we have to get rid of a lot. Oh, that's nice. Cast. No. Now we got discard either Invoke Despair or Chandra Torch of Defiance. So I need to draw 2 more lands, one of which needs to be black, or I need to draw another red source. So I'm going to risk it for the biscuit, keep Chandra, and now they are several turns away, 2 turns away from Invoke Despair. So we'll keep that. I'm probably dead this game, which is fine. I mean, I'm not that good of a player, and that's just who I am. But, you know, I'm having a good time. Coetus is really good. Oh, Graveyard Trespasser's pretty sick, too. Not going to be upset about that. How do we proceed? I believe we just keep a holding pattern, play this. Eat their Graveyard Trespasser, and we call that good. So he can't swing. If he has a removal spell of any kind, he'll get a zombie. If he gets a land of any kind, if he gets a black source, which he does not, he cannot invoke Despair. I keep saying he, you know, it could be a she. They cannot invoke Despair right now, so that's good. That's good for me. They Dreadbore, so they're going to get a zombie, so that's rough. That means they get to swing in with impunity. Because they can swing and sack Kalitas to sack the zombie, so that sucks. It also sucks because if I don't get a good removal spell, I can't Chandra Kalitas either. Oh, wow. Okay. I think they pivoted this game. So right now, I need my Extinction events. So I can get rid of Kalitas and his zombie. Okay, so that's fine. That's okay. So this means I am pretty much trading the Chandra for this Kalitas, which doesn't feel great. Swing, jump. That gets rid of it. Swing, block. I'm fine with that. Don't swing. No matter what, they need to swing both of these at her so I can eat the zombie. Or trade for the Graveyard Trespasser, whichever is going to be better. If they draw a black source, of course, they just cast Invoke Despair, and that just pivots the game in their favor. So if they drew a Swamp, an Urborg, anything like that, they're good. Removal spell would technically work here. Yep. You have to swing at Chandra. You need to swing at Chandra. Yep. Yep, eat your own Kalitas. Yep. Now I'm in top deck mode, and this is not... Oh, that's not too bad. And it's night. Cool. So we're going to... and again, they still have this Invoke Despair. They need another black source, though, so I need to draw a Go Blank or a Thoughtseize. So this will enter as a Graveyard Glutton. It's going to let me eat their Graveyard Trespasser and my own. And in this match, we have to eat every creature in the yard to stop the other one from getting an advantage of it. And then we'll yield through this turn. I'll be excited to rewatch this later. I'm pretty sure I punted multiple times, but so far I feel like I'm playing pretty well. Okay, they can Invoke Despair now. Invoke me, Daddy. I'm gonna type in Invoke me, Daddy. Invoke me, Daddy. So this is really good because they're gonna get a massive amount of card advantage. See, they got me a sack of creature and they drew 2 cards. Very good. Oh, that's fantastic. We'll leave this up till the end of turn, and we might just draw to see if we can get removal. But we're not doing too hot. I think they got this game, so we'll see. They're blitzing it. Well, that's rough. It sucks to have to blitz this because this will die anyway. Ideally, we want to take less damage, which is the only reason I'm doing that. It becomes a mini char because they're taking 2 for every 3 I take, but I can't. This is very easy to block. This is not. You know, that was probably actually a punt. I probably should just kill the zombie to stem the bleeding, so I could get this better. But I don't know. I just let them draw it, and now they have sorcery speed plays too. Yeah, probably a dumb move. That was probably my big punt of the game. Is what it is, though. I would like my own Invoke Despair, sir. Did not get it. Okay. Well... Like I said, that last one's probably a misplay. Let's see, I cannot activate Castle Lock Thwain, because that'll put me down to 6. They invoke Tenacious Underdog. I'm kind of dead either way, but I needed to actually draw a threat that turn. Again, aside from that last one where I should have probably killed the zombie token, I'd like to think I played pretty tight this game, but again, it's probably just me not knowing better. Okay, yep, they got it. Tenacious D, under D. What gets me out of here? Graveyard Trespasser, I guess? Graveyard Trespasser, absorb, block. And now I'm just a stomp away from dying. So, stomp me. Nope. You can end this pain now. Just stomp me. Stomp me, daddy. GG. Yeah, he got me. So he can activate Hive of the Eye turn. He can Tenacious Underdog. That was a game. Ultimately, I can't say it's ultimately decided by mulligans, but when you mull down to 5, it's really, really hard to get back from that versus someone who keeps a full 7 in a mirror match that's based on card advantage. That's like purely just card advantage based. I can't be upset. Aside from that misplay with the zombie token, I think I was gone anyway. I was 100% gone, but that's okay. I learned a lot. And that means I just need to think out my plays more.